What's up, fam? So, happy Monday, a day off. This is a brand new In Flames song that came out overnight. This one's called State of Slow Decay. Was not expecting this at all. It's kind of crazy because we had Parkway Drive, we had Lamb of God, these big name bands all dropping new music within a few days here. But for me, I am not sure if I'm going to be that stoked for this just because the past few In Flames albums have not been good to me ever since their little butt rock change. Unfortunately, kind of ruined things for me. But regardless, though, I always try to give them a chance. So that one type of band who I always do it for because I used to be a diehard fan of them up until Sounds of a Playground fading. So anyways, yeah, these guys are fucking masters of like the melodic death metal scene. I guess you could say metalcore too, because they had a couple like more metalcore albums, and now they're kind of just like a little bit of metalcore, a little bit of butt rock. I mean, it's not melodic death metal, I'll tell you that. Anyways, let's get right into this. Cool, nice fade out there. Huh. Okay, I have a few things to say about this one. Now, granted, my fucking farmer's tan. So, granted, I don't think this is the best In Flames song in the world, but it is the best song I've heard from them since, I'd say, A Sounds of Playground Fading. Yeah, really, honestly. Now, this reminds me a lot of the stuff you'd hear from A Sense of Purpose, and man, that album rubbed me off a little bit in the wrong direction. And it's not to say that it was a terrible album, compared to the last, 3 albums. And even like the last album, I don't even think it was terrible. It was definitely a step in the right direction with the riffs. The vocals is just a little bit too clean. For me, that's not really my style of In Flames. I can do the clean choruses when done right, but lately it's just been a little bit too forced. So like when you go back to stuff from Come Clarity or even Soundtrack to Your Escape, I think that the clean choruses were done pretty decently well. This song, it definitely sounds a little bit refreshing. It's not necessarily breaking any new ground. It definitely sounds just a little bit generic. I mean, it's not terribly generic or anything, but it's definitely like on the same page as like the new Lamb of God song. I think it's got some decent riffage. It's not over the top or technical or anything, but it's definitely got some oomph to it, some energy. I like that the kind of the switch up changes here with the drums. Guitar wise, I mean, listen, because Jesper's not in the band anymore. They just have Bjorn, I think is how you say his name, and then I think some other new guy. So it's kind of interesting to see them all in this music video setting because there's so many new members. Just literally Anders and Bjorn. They're like the only 2 original members now, I think. Everybody else is like within the past 5 years or so. And I think everybody else is American. Kind of the typical drop A sharp riffs we've heard for the past 15 or so years from them. And it is what it is. But again, I think it's 100 times better than Siren Charms. Anything off of that album. Or Battles. Those 2 albums are the worst ever. I think it's got a little bit better flair than A Sense of Purpose, but not much more. Maybe like almost on the same level as Soundtrack to Your Escape. The Soundtrack to Your Escape had a little bit more oomph and punch to it. It definitely had more of a nu metal punch to it for sure, but I think that sound change was interesting from In Flames. I think that was just had more of a dynamic industrial feel, and it felt more natural than A Sense of Purpose. A Sense of Purpose was just like forced with those choruses and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see like what they were doing between that album and then A Sense of Purpose, because Come Clarity to me was kind of like in the middle, I guess, between that change. And obviously, the whole entire sound change started from Reroute to Remain, but I don't really want to say that was a drastic sound change just because they still had that Melodeath feel to them back at that time. Now, Sounds of a Playground Fading. Again, I don't want to give this entire video just like a history of In Flames, but Sounds of the Playground Fading to me was a little bit scattered. There was a lot of really meh tracks, like songs that were more meh than stuff you'd hear from A Sense of Purpose, but I also felt that there was some pretty good songs on there, a lot better than stuff from I'd hear from A Sense of Purpose. This song does feel like it could be on that album as well, so it's kind of hard to explain. It's got like sounds from that album, A Sense of Purpose, and Soundtrack to Your Escape. Those 3 albums to me, that's what I hear in this song. Yeah, without further ado, guys, I think this deserves definitely honestly better than Lamb of God. I really feel like it's just a little bit better. Lamb of God for sure had like the heavy breakdown at the end, but I don't think there was any like terrible moments in this song for me to be like, oh, well, what the heck? Because for me, the Lamb of God choruses feel more forced than like what I would hear in this song. Like there was a little bit chorus, but it's kind of just like a harsher chorus, so to speak. I don't know how to explain it. So yeah, I don't know, 7.5. I'm definitely a little bit pleased. It's scratched my itch a little bit. A lot better than New Parkway Drive, obviously. Anyways, I gotta get going here, guys. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of this, please. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this legendary band, Bye.